Hello guys, what is up and welcome to yet another episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode we cleared up like the Deku Tree stuff, the Deku Tree storyline, all that. Today's episode we're gonna be getting to like the official like start of our journey. It's once you see like the open area, the exploration area, you guys will know what I'm talking about. And I've learned already that this is very different from the only other 3D Zelda game I've played, which is Skyward Sword. Yeah, it's really different. Like, compare. I'm like a little bit further than where I get to at the end of this episode now, but like where I'm at now, it's like a lot less linear than Skyward Sword. And based on the beginning half of the, or not the beginning half, not even close to beginning half, like the beginning like 1/100th of this game, I thought it was gonna be like really linear, but it's not. So yeah, and I gotta say, I really love these cutscenes. I know I say that a lot, but I love these cutscenes, man. Oh, you're leaving. I knew that you would leave the forest someday, gamer. Because you're different from me and my friends. But that's okay, because we'll be friends forever, won't we? Alright, now I have a few predictions. Either that is foreshadowing her death, or that's foreshadowing that she's like one of the 3 golden goddesses that they keep hyping up. Because you think about it, one of them was like green or whatever. She's green, you know? I don't know. Like, I just feel like she could definitely be one of them. Either that or she's just an irrelevant side character that we never see again. And yeah, we just got the fairy ocarina. I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't know how big of a role the ocarina itself plays in this game. Because, I used it. Like, I didn't know I'd be using it as much as I did. Is basically what I'm saying. But you actually have to go back to her to, like, learn a song from her. And that's what I'm talking about when I say, like, damn, this is, like, not linear at all. Like, they have you backtracking and everything. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Like, I was liking the way it was in the beginning. But yeah, she was there to watch us go off onto our actual journey. And I mean, this is the start of it. And look at that. The opening to the castle, courtyard, Hyrule Field, whatever the hell it's called, bro. I don't care. Hyrule Field, like, damn. There's something called the castle courtyard, though. That's like why I was getting it confused. But yeah, we just keep walking a little bit, and all of a sudden we are stopped by that thing. Who's gamer? Look up here. It appears that the time has finally come for you to start your adventure. You'll encounter many hardships ahead. That is your fate. Don't feel discouraged even during the toughest times. But if you look at the A button, I was like trying to spam it. Like, not now, but if you, like, rewind a couple of seconds, like, I was for real trying to spam that thing, hoping it would go faster. If you're lost and don't know which way to go, look at the map. The areas you have explored will be shown on the map. Press start to enter the subscreens and Z or R to find the map. On the map subscreen, you'll see a flashing dot showing you which way you should go next. Did you get all that? Of course I did. Alright then, I'll see you around. Hoo-ho! Sounds like the freaking book laugh from One Piece. Yo! I can't do it right. Hold on, I'm gonna try that again. Yo! No, not even close. Yo! Yo! No, bro. I can't do it. But yeah, Mr. Owl, he's basically gonna be our guide, I guess. That's what I'm assuming. Again, like, I'm not much further than where I go to in the end of these videos, So I'm never entirely sure like anything. Like I'm basically experiencing the story with you guys, which for a Zelda game, that's the best way to do it, honestly. Like it's like Zelda has like that sense of exploration to it. It's like the atmosphere of Zelda games. You just can't beat it. You can't beat Zelda. I don't know what it is, but like out of the out of every game I've ever played, Zelda is definitely not my favorite. Like none of the Zelda games I've played are, but they just have like such an aesthetic vibe to them that it's like there's nothing that can truly beat it. It's like one of them. What do you call it? Like a feel good game. Yeah, like people call it a feel good game or whatever, you know. And like my first experience with Zelda was it was Link to the Past, but like my first genuine like full playthrough of a Zelda game was Skyward Sword, cause like I played Link to the Past for 3 hours and got about 20 minutes into it. This was on the original SNES system at my grandmother's house before she passed away, and like I played Link to the Past on there, and like it was fun, and like right away I knew like this is something I'm gonna get into. Like this is something I'm gonna like. It's just I never knew where to go, so I just gave it up, you know. And now here I am. I'm playing Ocarina of Time. You guys will be glad to know I've only used a guide about 3 times, and I'm like right after Goron Village. For those of you who have played the game and know what it is, like I'm right after Goron Village. Whatever that little like dungeon or whatever there is. Where they tell you to like clear up the rocks and stuff so that you know or yeah, like they tell you to clear up the like the monsters in the cave. And then they'll give you your like stone that you're searching for or whatever. That's where I'm at. And yeah, we actually get to see Zelda for the first time in this episode. You know, like spoiler alert, but we actually get to see her for the first time. And I gotta say, I thought she'd be hot. She's really not. She's not, y'all. If y'all was expecting the same thing, I'd get your expectations lowered. She just looks like a bunch of fucking pixels. Which, like, I've seen a bunch of fucking pixels that are pretty hot before, you know what I'm saying? And PS1 Lara Croft, but, like, not N64 Zelda. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, out of like compared to like where I'm at now, I still have to say that Skyward Sword is my favorite Zelda game. And I'm not bashing Ocarina of Time. I absolutely love this game. It gave me like every feeling that I knew it was going to give me. It's just the story so far is kind of mediocre. That's the part where I am like it's meh. Cuz like it's a perfect game so far, don't get me wrong. It's just that story. And like I think the story as of where I'm at now could be better. And I know I'm only like an hour into the game after playing it for like 3 hours in total. So like yeah, it's going to get better. I understand that. And I'm not denying that it's going to get better. I know for a fact that I'm going to absolutely love the hell out of this game by the end of this playthrough. And y'all are going to be able to watch this playthrough and watch my opinions change with me. That's the craziest part about it. Hey gamer, this way. Princess is inside the castle, just ahead. Be careful not to get caught by the guards. Ho 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 ho! Yo ho ho! Hey, I actually did it kind of good that time. Time stands still while you're in Lon Lon Ranch or in a town. If you want time to pass normally, you'll need to leave town. Well, which way are you gonna go now? Yo ho ho ho! I'm just gonna do that every time that guy laughs. He's gonna be our guide and fucking help us find the center of a Tootsie Pop, you know? Yo, you're a smart kid. Good luck. Man, I was just thinking, like, how great this game is, man. But, yeah, I think, let's talk about, like, the Zelda games I have, because I talked about, like, my first experience with Zelda, like I said, it was Link to the Past on my grandmother's Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Great-grandmother's, actually. So, unfortunately, she has passed away ever since I first played A Link to the Past. Yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever gone through, is like getting over her death and all that, because like my dad, he's like kinda abusive, but like not in a physical way, but like he's basically the problem with every like he causes every problem in my life is what I'm getting at. Like I'm literally basically not allowed to have friends. Like, I'm not allowed to go out and hang out with friends, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm allowed to have friends, but it has to be under his standards. And I have to fit his standards. And, like, and my grandma, like, before she passed away, she was the one that, like, kept him under control. Because he has anger issues. And then, like, she was the one that, like, basically kept him from doing stupid shit. So, yeah, like, I knew immediately, like, that was going to change. And then, like, ever since then, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's like, he only gets worse every day, to be honest. But, yeah, enough with, like, the sensitive shit. I know y'all don't care about my personal life. So, like, the games that I do own that are, like, Zelda, basically, they were almost all from my grandma besides Breath of the Wild. And those are the Wind Waker for the GameCube, like an original copy of the Wind Waker. I'm not talking that stupid HD shit for the Wii U. I'm talking the original Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker for the GameCube, y'all. And then we got, I do still have that physical copy of Link to the Past. I don't know where it's at, but I know I have it. I would assume it's, like, hidden somewhere or some shit, you know? So, yeah, like, I know I have that physical copy of Link to the Past. I just have no idea where it's at. Then, the other games for the GameCube that I have Four Swords Adventures, which I guess is, like, the follow-up to Four Swords. I never really got, like, why would you make the sequel single player and then not the original? That's what I'm saying. Like, they need to re-release Four Swords. They need to remake Four Swords. What Nintendo doesn't realize is that remaking Four Swords would get them fucking banked, bro. Like, they would make so much money re-releasing Four Swords with how popular it is, yet how little people play it. And that's the thing. You can't release it onto, like, the GBA thing, because if you ever tried to emulate Four Swords, you know the maps and everything, they're randomized. Like, everything you enter in that game is pretty much randomized, other than, like, the tutorial. So it's all randomized. And, like, to emulate that, using, like, the save states and all that, you can't do that. It's impossible. You can't use a save state on a randomized game that you can only play multiplayer, because then that randomization that affects your multiplayer, because like one person's gonna get a whole nother map. And trust me, I know I've tried emulating Four Swords, and I got to the point where you can play it multiplayer. I've tried emulating Four Swords. It doesn't work. You can't just put it on that Game Boy thing on the Nintendo Switch eShop and expect people, like, it's not going to work, because it's all randomized. Unless they can find a way to patch that, it won't work. So what they need is a full-on remake of Four Swords. Maybe even some additional content to it. Like, make it, like, prolonged, or even just throw it into a collection. Because a Zelda collection is another thing that they'd make bank off of, you know? But, yeah, back to the main topic. I also own Four Swords Adventures, like I just got done rambling on about. And I own Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So, like, I had previous experience with Ocarina of Time before. However, I never had the will or ability to keep playing it because it was like too confusing from the beginning, to be honest. But yeah, now here I am. I'm older now. I understand what I'm doing. I understand what the controls are. I understand what the dialogue's telling me to do. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing, and I've only used the guide three times so far. So like pretty much like once per part, I'm probably gonna be using the guide. So I mean, yeah, like I'm proud of myself for that one. Like Skyward Sword, like I said in like the previous episode, probably wasn't the best pick for my first Zelda game. Cause like it's like it's the first in the timeline, yeah, but you kind of have to have previous Zelda experience, even though it's like really linear. I think like playing the Minish Cap or like Breath of the Wild, something like that. Some of the more like probably a 2D entry would have been like the best to actually get into the franchise. But I chose Skyward Sword because I'm just different, and it was pretty hard for my first Zelda game. I'm not gonna lie. If I went back and replayed it, I know I would find it easy because it's a matter of like if you don't have that Zelda mentality going into a Zelda game, it's gonna be hard as fuck. And that's like how it was with Skyward Sword for me. Is I had no idea where I was going with anything, because I had never played a Zelda game before, and now I'm playing Ocarina of Time. I realized like a lot of them puzzles that were in Skyward Sword, they're being reused from Ocarina of Time. So like I know a lot of the stuff now. Like I know how to utilize different stuff. And one thing I definitely know is you get an item in a dungeon, you're gonna use the fuck out of that item in the dungeon. So if you're stuck in a room, there's nowhere to go, and you just got the bomb bag or something, you're gonna be bombing every fucking wall. That's what I mean when you say you gotta have the Zelda mentality. Like, you gotta bomb every wall, you gotta burn every bush. And I'm barely exaggerating when I say that, too. And that's, like, kind of how it is with this. Is because I had to Google what to do whenever, like, I got to the first part where you use the ocarina. And that's where I was kind of struggling a little bit. Well, no, it wasn't the first part. It would have been the second part in Goron City, because from the like in the graveyard, that's whenever you first use it. I knew what to do there. I'm talking like in Goron City, whenever you got to use it to cure the guy's depression. And again, like, spoiler alerts. Those of you who have played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But whenever you use the ocarina to like cure the Goron guy's depression and whatever, yeah, that's like whenever I had to Google it, because like they didn't really give you any hints or nothing. I don't know, maybe I just didn't talk to the NPCs or whatever. Like, maybe an NPC would have given me a hint. I don't know. But yeah, that's like the mentality you gotta have going into a Zelda game. You gotta use every item on every interactable thing. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it is with like every Zelda game too. Now this part, it's pretty easy. It's honestly just a matter of don't get caught. I think that's pretty obvious. Because like the guards from before, they kick you out, so what do you think these guys are going to do, you know? Then right after this, there's going to be like a little cutscene again. And that cutscene's pretty important, so I would stay for that. And then we're pretty much at the end of the episode. Actually, I won't have a chance to do the outro during the cutscene, so I do just want to like thank you all for watching right here. Like and subscribe. That should be pretty obvious if you want to see the Let's Play continue. Thank you guys for watching. That pretty much sums it up. Just like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and because feedback is always appreciated on this channel. Like, I want to know what I can do better. If there's something you guys are like complaining about, like a couple days ago someone commented and said like, turn your fan off, and you don't hear a fan in the background anymore, do you? So like, yeah, that's feedback is definitely appreciated, because like whatever you guys will enjoy, then I'm willing to do it, you know? If you guys are gonna actually like sit there and watch the video and not be bored out of your minds, because I want to do this for you guys' entertainment as well as my entertainment. Because like, I mean, I hope you know what I mean by that. Because like, it's hella important to me that I enjoy the game, and then I want others to experience that same enjoyment that I get from these games that I love. But yeah, this is Zelda right here. Like I said, she ain't all that. She's a couple of pixels. Like I've seen some hot bunches of pixels before. AKA Lara Croft from Tomb Raider 1. But N64 Zelda just ain't it. Now you skip into that PS2 era, you got some baddies. Like some real bad baddies. But yeah, here we go. I'm just going to read the dialogue from here. Again, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, here we go. Starting the dialogue right here. But suddenly, a ray of light shot out of the forest, parted the clouds, and lit up the ground. The light turned into a figure, holding a green and shining stone, followed by a fairy. I know this is a prophecy that someone would come from the forest. Yes, I thought you might be the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I got carried away with my story and didn't even properly introduce myself. That's right, I am Zelda, Princess of Hyrule. What is your name, young traveler? Gamer. What a beautiful name. It sounds so familiar. Okay then, Gamer. I'm going to tell you the secret of the sacred realm that has been passed down by the royal family of Hyrule. Please keep this a secret from everyone. Of course. The legend goes like this. The three goddesses hid the Triforce containing the power of the gods somewhere in Hyrule. The power to grant the wish of the one who holds the Triforce in his hands. If someone with a righteous heart makes a wish, it will lead Hyrule into a golden age of prosperity. If someone with an evil mind has his wish granted, the world will be consumed by evil. At least that's what's been told. So the ancient sages of the Temple of Time, or built the Temple of Time to protect the Triforce from blah blah blah. That's right. The Temple of Time is the entrance through which you can enter the sacred realm from our world. But the entrance is sealed with a stone wall called the Door of Time. And in order to open the door, it is said that you need to collect the spiritual stones. And another thing you need is the treasure that the royal family keeps along with this legend. The Ocarina of Time. Did you understand well the story I just told you? Of course I did. No confusion. No confusion whatsoever. I forgot to tell you. I was spying through this window just now. Now this is the part that, because I was playing this in class, right? This part had me geeking the hell out. I was trying not to go like, yee, like fangirling and shit in the middle of class, bro. Because I saw this. Look at that, bro. They just casually introduce him like that. Can you see the man with the evil eyes? That is Ganondorf, the leader of the Gyarados. They hail from the desert, far to the west. Though he swears allegiance to my father, I'm sure he's not sincere. dark clouds that covered Hyrule in my dream. They must symbolize that man. Man, it just turned like totally somber too. Like, I don't know why, just the mood goes absolutely somber as soon as... But still, that's like such an epic reveal. They're like building up to it. You just don't even expect it. You don't expect it. And like, that had me fangirling over this shit in class, bro. Because that's usually when I play, is in class when I'm like with my friend who knows this game and like knows how to play this game and stuff. Because he's played every Zelda game other than Four Swords. And he's an expert at like every one. So yeah, like I was fangirling over it. Like, what Ganondorf is after must be nothing less than the Triforce of the Sacred Realm. He must have come to Hyrule to obtain it. And then, bro, whenever you think about, like, the lore and stuff, that shit's cold whenever he looks straight at you. That's cold as fuck. He looked you straight in the eyes. Now, that's, like, nothing at first, but think about it. Like, the lore and everything. Bro. That's cold, bro. That's cold as hell. Because, like, technically these are, like, reincarnations of Link and Zelda. And, like, the one in Skyward Sword was the original one that started the cycle. And, like, Demise and all that. Like, Demise was basically, like, the original Ganondorf, all that. Bro, that's cold. Because, like, they have that little connection through the Triforce, I think. Like, I think that's how it works. So, like, they have that little connection. I guarantee these three, like... Because it's basically fate that they're meeting up right now. It's not a coincidence that bro just stared at homie like that. But yeah, she's going to give us this letter. This is actually going to help us out in, like, 2 episodes from now. So, yeah, hopefully you guys remember this 2 episodes from now. But, yeah, that is going to be pretty much it. I already said the outro stuff, so I'm not going to say it again. You guys get the point. That's going to be the end. Bye.